Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. In this week, our discussion topic is understanding bias. That's a very important topic because when we explore social media platforms and news organizations on several sites, then initially we become biased with any topic. So, as a student of media information literacy, we have to understand that this biasness we have to avoid and have to follow the neutrality in consuming any types of news information. So in this video I will discuss about several types of biasness. First of all, I would like to say about confirmation bias. Like, as you have a belief about anything, okay, that's we have several political and religious ideology. We have a social upbringing where several types of stereotypes and narratives we used to know, and we know, okay, that will be right, that's all right. So these types of pre-existing beliefs, when we already have, and these terms, if we consume this pattern, several news or information, then we become understand this news and we think, okay, that will be true, that may be correct, and that's basically confirmation bias. So we always have to understand from neutrality form and avoid this confirmation bias. We have to search the authentic source, as it to true or not. That's like of thinking. It will encourage to avoid your confirmation bias. Then we have selection bias. Sometimes we select certain news blogs, influencer persons, blindly we believe them. So if they spread any types of information, then we usually used to believe that, like some skincare advertising, marketing, or brand. So when one famous person used to talk, then we initially believe them. So it's not a perfect way. Always we have to go through the organization or go through the information, and if it's about any skincare product, we have to understand this health related issues, any risk have or not, so then we have to believe. So it's actually selection bias, and we have to concern about these perspectives also. We have several framing bias. So in my countries, I noticed that is marginalized communities like gender, women, or any LGBTQ communities, they always, sometimes, or in several platforms, negatively portrayed by the news organizations, and it's a common narrative, critical narrative, which actually constantly running in our social media, in our traditional media for a long time, in film, music, media. It not only Bangladesh, if you notice several countries perspectives like that marginalized communities or any tribal communities or any immigrant or others countries people, or based on racism, religious perspectives, and lot of criteria, sometimes some people become portrayed negatively or intentionally or any media, on social media, or any news organizations. So we have to concern about it in framing bias. It's maybe occurred by any placard, by any pictures, or any satire or imposter way, or any traditional news also can submit these types of misinformation intentionally for political economy purpose. So I always have to be concerned about this framing bias because it's affected us directly. It affected to think about any political issues, any types of sensitive area. We immediately imagine as a person negative in a positive way because of this framing analysis, framing biasness of us. And another thing is emotional bias. That's also very important because as a human being we are very emotional. So if storytelling will be so good, and by this way they spread in information, so we became panic, we became manipulated by the content, and even though that news is not true, but we intentionally without any reason is to hate the others part without hearing their opinion. So you always have to concern about it, that emotional biasness we never will be believe without any authentic sources or commenters. So that's basically several types of bias by which we may be affected. So we have to concern about it, all types of biasness. So basically this biasness always try to reinforces the stereotypes, spread misinformation. It's sometimes limited us to thinking critical way, as it's related with our bias, as we have several ideology and pre-existing beliefs. We have a particular social learning process. So I think it kept this lot of types of biasness in one side. We always have to think as a student of media literacy. You always think about this information, is it true or not. We have to go through this authentic source, looking for this way. This last previous content, you guys shared a lot of opinion, real life examples with us, that how this misinformation can be detected, and how can relate with reality the misinformations running scenario. So I think keeping biasness at one side, you will focus on detecting the authentic source. Think about this, is it true or not in a neutral way, and that's this basically the main purpose of our discourse. So I recommend you to think about your biasness level, and think about okay, which persons I'm blindly believing or not. So this blind believing thinking we have to remove, and we have to think as a concerned way, that okay, that's true, that I have to consume, that is correct. So this mentality you have to create, this neutrality, and that will increase your credibility level, and you will be conscious about more transparency and accountability of any types of news source. Thank you so much.